A couple of weeks ago, I had a junior high boy ask me if I thought he was a real man. Now, he was messing around, but I assured him the next time I visited his class, I was going to bring a list of some of the qualities I feel a real man possesses. And I'm going to share those with you. A real man tells the truth. And the way we know that he tells the truth is the words he speaks match up with the behaviors that he chooses. A real man welcomes challenge. When things are difficult, he welcomes that challenge. He might be intimidated by it at first, but he takes it head on and he's going to conquer that, whether it's a difficult class that he needs to get through, financial problems that he's trying to manage, health problems, situations going on with his family. It may be problems or challenges that he had nothing to do with, but he's facing them nonetheless. And it could have to do with some of his own choices that he's facing challenges. But a real man welcomes addressing that challenge and working through it. A real man has a plan. He's not just focused on the here and now. He knows what he wants his future to look like, and he's looking to that and figuring out strategies. He has a target in mind, and he's working on strategies to achieve that plan. Not just worried about, the thrills of living for the moment, but contemplating how each decision he makes today is going to impact the decisions for tomorrow, the future for tomorrow. I couldn't read it flipped. A real man stands for good, even when his friends don't. And to quote Dumbledore, he says something along the lines of, it's difficult to stand up to your enemies, but it is much more difficult to stand up to your friends. And that is true. That, I would summarize, more than half of what we see in the office and in clients would be people who have really struggled at standing up to their friends for good choices. They don't want to hurt their feelings. They are worried about what it will do to that friendship, even if they know what they're about to do isn't a good choice, or the way they're about to treat somebody isn't right. They would rather go along with their friends than stand up to them. But a real man knows how to do this. I can remember my son calling me one time and speaking so politely on the phone to me. And later on, when I asked him about it, I said, what was up with that? I mean, he's a nice kid, but he was exceptionally polite when he called me that day. And he told me, oh, well, I was with the Jacks, and they would never be okay with me talking to you any other way. And I thought, now that is awesome. That's the kind of, those are boys that are keeping my son in check. They're standing up for good, even when they're with their friends, and it's helping my child be better than his normal best, and that was really great to me. And the last thing I have on here, a real man, the number one way you can identify a real man is how he treats other people. How does he treat the kids that are kind of weird and different? How does he treat his friends? How does he treat the teachers? How about his parents? How does he speak about his parents or his brothers and sisters? So much can be learned about a person by how they treat other people. After I gave this discussion to this particular junior high boys class, I assured everyone in the class that these truths apply to women just as much as they apply to men. I also explained to them that it's not my point to try to encourage them to seek out this perfect man or this perfect woman so that they can be in relationships, but to just start paying attention to their behaviors, paying more attention to the behaviors of their classmates, and kind of starting to dial in exactly what it is they would be looking for much later in life when it's time to get into those relationships. And so I feel good that when this young man wanted to know if I thought he was a real man, that the things he could consider to make my list would be if he's someone who tells the truth, if he welcomes challenge, if he has a plan, the courage to stand for good, even when others, his close friends, aren't? And what would I think if I saw the way he was treating people when he didn't know I was watching? These would be the things that would help me to really know that about him and about anybody else. They're also the things that help me to be the kind of person that I want to be.